Welcome to me, Terry Elston. On this recording about motivation, we will focus on motivational values and we'll show you how to motivate people on a behavioral level, which is as opposed to normal coaching or training, which will only give people skill sets. Now, skill sets are useful, and we will talk about how they are useful later in logical levels. Yet we have to distinguish here firstly that they do not have the ability to get through to the core underlying motivational control panel of an individual. And that's where NLP comes into play so nicely. So my beginnings as a younger man were solely on the level of survival. And that doesn't mean to say I used to live in a cave or anything like that. Yet I wasn't interested in anything other than riding my motorbike, having fun and meeting girls. So it took a few shocks and other environmental conditions to push the pocket of values into different areas. And that's important to remember as we go through the process of eliciting, which simply means to invite out, people's personal values. And that's as those people's values are now. So some of your workforce or in areas yourself may still be at the level of comfort or animal pleasures. And your job is to be able to recognize this in yourself and others so you can internally or externally motivate people via their own values, not yours. Of course, we can always bully and coerce and all those kind of things, but that's not really what I'm showing you here. What I'm showing you here is how to internally motivate yourself and others. So one thing to point out is that unlike some other training organizations that say that values are fixed for life, they are not. Values change as people change, or in fact environmental conditions change. So we are bringing into focus motivational values, which is about what's important to you. Motivational values are all about what you want in your life, in different areas of your life. So in the past, if you have experience of not being clear about what you want or why you want it, this will be a motivational values conflict or issue. Or if you've worked with other people who are experiencing this same thing, then this also might be useful. Well, I like this quote from Gandhi, who said that strength doesn't come from physical capability, it comes from the indomitable will. And we can then translate indomitable will to internal motivation values. So having values is what makes us human. In Star Trek, it's what Radar was looking for in this new chip. The internal button that sparks our inner choices from. And this is where values may be useful if you're a manager or a team leader. They are the basis of all motivation to change. Values being a motivator, they are the core of all change. So if you work with teams of people, and in terms of motivating that team, finding out what's important to them is crucial so that they can start to get what they want out of the work that they do, as well as then delivering the result that you want them to deliver. I would say that within organizations, values are one of the most crucially skimmed over things. Yet they're talked about a lot. You know, you've been in those meetings yourself, but not necessarily applied that well. And I've worked with many different organizations who've got their list of values, and everybody sits around the table and they talk about them, they list them out there. The marketing team have come up with them. We stand for integrity and looking after the customer. We are the front line of this, and we induce honesty and openness and all those things. And they're kind of plastered up on walls on bits of paper, and nobody really knows what they mean because they weren't there in a meeting anyway. And then of course, all of the workforce are not actually motivated because it hasn't got their values inside of it. So the organization there has got this fantastic face, but no engine really to make this boat really motor.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?